Well, I didn't believe in hell till it just froze the hell over. The Senate just overwhelmingly voted to ban TikTok. And here I am, applauding the efforts of the likes of Marsha Blackburn and Mike Lee and Ted fucking Cruz for voting in my and my fellow Americans' best interest, when senators that I have voted for and advocated for, like Tina Smith and Amy Klobuchar and 79 of our other fucking senators, sold us the hell out. I have never felt more betrayed by the people that I have voted for and advocated for than I do right now, and believe me, that was a low fucking bar. And this goes for you too, Angie Craig, and every single member of the House of Representatives who voted for this bullshit as well, because you voted to ban our First Amendment rights to free speech and assembly. You voted to ban the communities that we belong to. You voted to ban the livelihoods of millions of Americans. And you did it months before we get a chance to vote to ban every one of you. Are you guys the dumbest people on the goddamn planet? Because I think you are. Now that I got that out of my system, guys, all the rest of us, this fight ain't over. We are still in it. Because this will be going to the courts immediately, and the First Amendment has been pretty absolute in the eyes of the law for a century. The app has already said that they will be challenging this in court, and I am sure that many creators, users, and small businesses that rely on this app will also be taking this to court. In fact, if anybody's ramping up some class action suits, let me know, because I'm happy to join. And it looks to me like there's a lot of strong legal standing and precedent that we will prevail. When this goes to court, the government will likely argue that, oh, we're just trying to protect the data. And TikTok can say, Congress told us what we needed to do to protect user data, and we spent $1.5 billion on Project Texas to oblige. Meanwhile, all of the other platforms are still selling their data to China via data brokers. Then the government will say some bullshit about how they're going to spread Chinese propaganda, but they've got to prove it, which they probably can't. And even if they do, Lamont versus Postmaster General, bitch. The Supreme Court already said that the government doesn't even have the right to detain communist political propaganda in the mail and ask the recipient to sign out a form saying they want to receive it, because that's an infringement of the First Amendment. So banning an entire app 170 million Americans use because it might spread some propaganda probably isn't gonna fly. The only place the government may win some points is over national security concerns, but they'd have to prove it, and so far they've proved nothing. Even if they do manage to come up with some evidence, it has to be TikTok specific, because other social media platforms have already demonstrated that they can be and are a threat to national security, and Congress has done fuck all to fix it. Now, SCOTUS has shown to be a bunch of partisan hacks that don't hang their hat on precedent anymore, so I can't say what they will do for certain, but what I can say for certain is this fight is nowhere near over. So keep following and interacting with your favorite creators, help elevate their voices so they can elevate yours, and let's remind them that you don't fuck with the internet, because I believe together that we can win this fight, and I cannot wait to be using the app they tried to ban to campaign against each and every one of them until they all crawl back into the goddamn holes they came from. Because I love y'all, I love this community we've built together, and I'm gonna love telling them that they can pry it from our cold, dead hands. Viva la revolution, motherfuckers.